Hello and welcome back to the port. I'm the Gav Major and this is WoWs Weekly. WoWs Weekly is a weekly news video covering World of Warships Legends, covering news of the game in the week past, the week coming up, and also the place where I cover some of the channel news, possible game speculations, just keep you up to date in general. Now, I guess the big news this week is the little 300 megabyte patch that we had come out on Monday. This patch brings a reduction to the AP damage output for the German carriers, which have been recently introduced to the game. These reductions are in the region of 10 to 20% of the overall bomb damage, which is quite interesting. Breaking it down for the Rhine, the bomb damage has been decreased by 300 from 3,350 to 3,050. For the Visor, the stock bomb damage has been reduced by 1,600 from 8,000 to 6,400, and the upgraded bomb damage has been reduced by 1,800 from 9,000 to 7,200. The August Passable for Tier 7, the stock bomb damage has been reduced by a total of 1,700. That's taken the bombs from 8,500 down to 6,800. And the upgraded bomb damage has been reduced by 1,900 damage, taking the total damage from 9,500 down to 7,600. So looking at those numbers, it's quite obvious that the Tier 5 and the Tier 7 German carriers would probably really outperforming the damage output of their counterparts in the other nations' territories. Obviously, this is to be expected because with the release of carriers, it's very much a big public testing kind of way of doing it. And so, if certain carriers are definitely outperforming, they're going to turn them down. If some carriers are underperforming, they're going to turn them up. And I guess it's as the player base obviously gets more experience, you might potentially see them tone them all down a little bit more. Or if the player base doesn't really change too much, you might see them tone them up a little bit. I think it's all a delicate balancing act, and we're going to have to wait and see how carries progress over the next couple of months and couple of patches, I have to confess. Now, obviously, we are in the week of independence for the United States, I guess you could say. So what we've seen is the USS Massachusetts and the USS Benham become available. The USS Massachusetts is now available for 750,000 global XP, whereas the Benham is available for global XP or doubloons. And she's also available in a bundle pack as well this week, which contains some a flag, promotion orders, the usual bits and bobs that you usually expect. In regards to the channel news, I guess, well, it's channel / personal, I guess you could say. I've got the brother-in-law and his partner coming over for the weekend. First time we've had like guests actually come stay for a good year and a half, maybe longer. It's going to be nice to see them. They live on the other side of the country, so long time no see. So looking forward to that. But what that means is they're arriving like late Friday and probably leaving late Sunday. So the chances of me being able to record an episode of Amity Reports for Monday is probably going to be very unlikely. So probably don't expect one on Monday. In regards to the usual live stream on a Friday night, I have put up a community post allowing you guys to vote on when I should move it to. The options were to move it to Monday the 12th or Thursday the 8th. So either bring it one day forward or move it a couple of days back. Looking at the votes, the majority is with Thursday the 8th. So considering that this has been recorded on the Wednesday night before the football and it's coming out on Thursday morning, I guess I'm going to be streaming tonight, chaps. So I'll be streaming tonight between 21:30 hours and 23:30 hours BST, or 20:30 hours to 22:30 hours UTC. I'll allow you to adjust those times for your time zones. Now, I know that later stream time isn't favourable for those of you in Europe, because obviously you're an hour, 2 hours ahead of me. However, it's slightly more favourable for those of you stateside, so it's all swings and roundabouts with my stream times, unfortunately. The reason why I'm streaming later at the moment is because the wife is getting slightly more evenings off work, so rather than her getting home late after I've streamed, when I stream early, she's basically here already, so I'm basically streaming when she calls it an evening and goes off to bed, so I'm streaming when she's gone off to bed, basically. Now, in regards to speculations, the only speculations we obviously have kicking around is Tier 7 Destroyer, potentially Global XP, potentially Campaign Reward, potentially both, and Destroyer Tech Tree. Now, when, if, I mean, I think it's best what we do, we'll just push off speculations until next week. But if you have any of your own speculations, feel free to chuck those down in the comments. And what I'll do is I'll take them on board and I could potentially discuss them, given my thoughts and opinions next week, if that does interest you. Now, going on to the PC development blog, there's not really much kicking around here, but there's one item of interest. It looks like there's going to be a new German tech tree being introduced over on the PC. So over on the PC, they've already got a additional tech tree split of their destroyers. They're now introducing a tech tree split of their battleships, and now these battleships seem to be quite amusing, I guess you could say. Most of them are like 1910s, 1910s, maybe 1920s designs, and the intentional gameplay design of them, I guess you could say, is that they're to be a short-range, low concealment secondary builds, even more secondary build style battleships. However, it appears that the ships are potentially going to be armed with long-range torpedoes, which is going to be quite interesting. Whether or not that's something that, I mean, could we see on Legends? Potentially, you never know. With these tech-free splits, you never really know. But I doubt this would be appearing anytime soon. I suspect if this does come along, it's going to be in the next couple of years, being that we haven't even really had a German destroyer. I suspect the German destroyers will probably get a split before we see the German battleships get split, in all honesty. But also, looking in this, there's HMS Incomparable, which appears to be going into testing, or she's a tier 10 premium, so that'll be legendary tier for us. She's a 1915 design of a gigantic fast battlecruiser armed with 6 20-inch guns in 3 turrets. Yeah, give me, please. It looks ludicrous. It looks beautiful as well, I have to confess. Very much a hood style bridge, but like toned down a little bit. It looks very interesting. I would be amused if that came to Legends, but oh well, you can't have everything, I guess you say. Anyway, I guess it's worth mentioning, obviously I've missed it because I haven't put it in my notes, but this is the last week for Arena. Arena is coming to a close on July the 12th at 2 AM Central Time, 7 AM UTC time. So this weekend is going to be your last chance to push for those final percentages that you're aiming for. So just giving like a gentle nudge of encouragement, I guess you can say. It doesn't take much to get to the top 10%, so you can always give that a crack. Now, there have been a couple of reading codes which have come out. Now, I have tried to share these during my live streams, but also there has been an additional one. Now, all of these have been shared on the World of Warships Legends community outlets, social outlets, I guess you could say. But in case you have missed them, they will be down in the description. The first one is some new hexagonal patch backgrounds. If you're interested, there's basically a blue hexagonal and a black hexagonal. Now, there's also the Independence Day flag redeem code. Basically, this just gives you Uncle Sam on a flag. I guess it's quite fitting that Wargaming releases, because one thing that Uncle Sam and Wargaming have in common is they want to take your money. And then we also have the Canada Day flag, which actually looks quite nice. It's actually quite fitting, I have to confess, and I do look forward to potentially using that, maybe on some Canadian ships, or ships that were potentially in Canadian service, I guess you could say. So I'm going to do a bit of research and see what I might be able to equip that to, just out of interest, really. Well, that's everything. Nothing really to add, and I hope you guys are enjoying your week. I look forward to seeing you when I see you, potentially in tonight's live stream if you can turn up. If not, I'll catch you next week on Friday, I hope. Well, until next time, I'm the Gallop Major, and back to the port.
Hey, hey, clear the way, here comes the Galloping Major. Bumpity, 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 bump. Get out of the way there, you fellows, unless you want me to run you down. Here comes the galloping